Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Irina Chapun. I am a rainbow warrior, an alchemist, and a spiritual seeker. And in this session, I just got guidance to talk about manifestation, and I feel like it's something that we all are trying to do, or most of us are trying to do, especially in the end of the year and in the beginning of the new year. Different ways of manifestations, for example, is that you do New Year resolutions, or I think that's called the New Year resolutions in English, where you put up goals for the next year. But I don't like the word goals. It's more like your dreams, your wishes for the future, or for the moment, what you wish to experience for the nearest future. Or you can decide yourself the time lap for which you do your manifestations. So I worked on this since, I think, consciously I worked on manifestation since, I think I began in 2010, where 2009, 2010, where I had a spiritual awakening, and I went through the dark night of the soul for the coming years after that. It was a tough time, but it was also a very rewarding and uplifting time, because I knew I was creating a better life for myself, and also learning to live more close to my heart and my soul, instead of being like we are programmed to think and feel and believe, really what society has told us to think, feel and believe. Okay, so I haven't done a video for a while now, so I feel a little bit rusty. But I hope it will be clear and educational video about manifestation, and how you can, if you haven't already learned how to manifest, I hope this will help you along the way. To help me, because I start to ramble a lot when I talk and get carried away sometimes, so I've started to write down things, key points, so I won't forget important points in how to manifest here. But for example, if you are a beginner in manifestation, I can start by explaining what manifestation is. A manifestation is that we all have dreams inside. We have wishes for how our life should be and what we wish to experience in this life. Manifestation, you can do manifestation for your life. You can choose to see, like, for example, if in this life before you die you want to become something, you want to experience something, you can choose to manifest and allow it for a longer period of time. But I'm choosing to focus on, this is sort of like, instead of New Year's resolutions, you can choose to do manifestations for the coming year, but also carry in mind that manifestations are a creation that you do together with the universe, who knows better than us what's best for us and what's best for everyone, and for all, the highest good of all, which is always important to remember when we manifest, that we can't just always manifest exactly selfishly what we want if it concerns other people as well, because we should always have in mind that yes, this is my wish, but also I wish for it to come true if it is for the highest best of all. So we don't hurt other people with our manifestations. So that's an important part to remember. But if like I said, if you are a beginner, the easiest way to start manifestation is to do. You probably heard it before, like dream boards. It has many names: dream boards, wishing boards, lifestyle boards. Some even call it witch boards. I think. You can call it, it has many names, but it's basically like you can choose to, and the best way to do these wish boards, lifestyle, I call it lifestyle boards, because when I haven't done it for a few years now, because I already have done 4 of them, and not everything have come true in them, so I think like I don't need to do more wishing boards right now. Because I feel like I manifested a lot already, but still there are more to come that I have in my lifestyle boards. But yeah, you can manifest from 2 ways, depending on where you are in your spiritual evolution. I talked before about 3 dimension, 3rd dimension, and 5th dimension. And I feel like I work myself into 5th dimension now, like many people have done their inner work and they are aware of their soul, their spirituality, that we are not just a body walking on this earth. We have a soul, we have a spirit inside of us, and it will live. It will live for eternity. It has. It's not. Sort of it's only temporarily attached to our body, if you can, so to speak, and it will be released when the right time for us is to move on to other worlds. So I was thinking if I should show one of my lifestyle boards, maybe not right now, maybe later, but what you can do it in different ways, but basically it's good to have a frame, empty frame, with maybe a paperback where you can glue pictures to it, because the point is to I didn't even finish what I was trying to explain before, that you can manifest both through your ego, which is the lowest way of manifestation. But if you manifest through your ego and you have wishes from your ego, it's usually things like, more materialistic things that make you happy for a short time, but that doesn't really make a difference in your life, how you feel inside, more than maybe for shorter periods or shorter time. Like if you manifest a new car or something like that, sure, maybe you will be happy for a little while, but then you will get back to where you were in your where you are in your energy frequency. Like to manifest from 3rd dimension doesn't help you to evolve spiritually. It's usually about maybe to think in the way of I want to be more beautiful, or I want to lose exactly this much weight, or I want to have this or that things, in the outer space that you feel like will make you more happy. But in reality, really, it doesn't. And some 3D people, they don't understand this. But if you want to really manifest things that will change your life and will make you happy and raise your frequency, you have to learn to manifest from the heart, and to feel. And when you manifest from the heart, which is connected to the soul, you usually only manifest good things that are good for everyone, not just yourself. Even if it appears to be only for yourself, it will affect others in an uplifting way, and that's the way we truly want to reach. It's nothing wrong to manifest from 3rd dimension or from 3D reality, but just a warning that it won't really change your life. But for example, if you want to learn to manifest from not your mind, like I can explain also to manifest from a third dimension is to use only your mind and your wants and needs. Like, for example, oh, I want more money. I want, for example, 50,000 this year. I want to save that, or I want to have this. Oh, I think you understand what I mean. And you just use your mind and not really the love from your heart when you manifest. If you, for example, want to learn to manifest from your heart, it's good if you have done some inner work and processes to let go of things that ego think is good for you, but maybe it's not because you haven't worked with your shadow self, the darker side of yourself, you know, the things that we really need to accept and maybe change or just accept about ourselves in order to move on to higher frequencies. So manifest from 5D is most easy if you use your intuition. That means you should switch off the logical thinking. For example, the way I did my, I call them dreamboards or lifestyle boards. The way I did them is I was sitting just with, I have lots of magazines, and you cut out words and pictures that instantly attracts you. Like, just, you don't need to think, just, you don't even need to feel particularly strongly for some pictures, but you just feel like, oh, this is one I can cut out, and then you just cut out pictures that appeals to you in some way. You don't need to start your ego mind by thinking, oh, why do I cut this picture out, or why did I choose this word, or why did I choose this picture. I think I really like this color instead, or I think I really like this type of relationships, or why. So don't think too much when you do this, because then it's more likely that you will end up with a manifestation board for from your ego, and you want from your heart and soul. That's the highest way of manifestation. So don't think too much. Just cut out lots and lots of words and pictures from magazines or books or whatever you can destroy without feeling regret, you know. And when you have a bunch of them, they can be, you can cut out at the same time maybe so many pictures that it won't fit into one lifestyle board, one dream board. And my suggestion is that you don't just cut out one picture at a time and glue it on the board. My suggestion is cut out a bunch of lots of things that just appeals to you with no reason or explanation or logical thinking involved. And of course there will be some, but don't get stuck into continue to think that way when you do the board. Just continue and just let it flow, like a child playing. You just get carried away by doing something without thinking too much. That's the best way to do a lifestyle board. And this is for beginners. This works for everyone, of course, but if you can't do it by yourself, by writing or by feeling and visioning in your mind and feeling in your heart, when you manifest, the easiest way is to do this kind of things like dream boards and lifestyle boards. So when you have a bunch of pictures and words, and you have to be, you should really be in a good, relaxed mood when you do this. You should have a time, maybe make some quiet space around, like with candles, incense if you like that, music that you like. Just feel like in a peaceful, positive, create a peaceful, positive atmosphere around yourself when you do this, because this is supposed to be what you want to experience in life. So then you have this bunch of pictures and words in front of you, and then you can start by trying to be in the flow, or you shouldn't try to be in the flow. You should just relax yourself into the flow and just take up pictures. You still don't need to think about what pictures and words you choose, but they should attract you in some way. You don't need to feel the explanation for it, and then you just stick them in places where you feel you can think where you think looks good, or you can just put them anywhere on the board. The interesting thing is the less you use your mind when you do this board, the more surprised you will be when you see the result of it. Because I can instantly see if somebody has used their ego or their heart and soul when they do this kind of thing. Because if you have used your ego and your 3D, third dimensional part of yourself when you do this kind of thing, you can see it's really structured. Like this is supposed to be in that corner, and this is that, and that's that, and it's really about very superficial things normally, like a lot of money, and it can be, the ego wants perfection. They wants what they think is like the highest attainable, in the materialistic world, but not really the spiritual, nourishing kind of life, dream life. If you, for example, have done a vision board or a dream board, lifestyle board with your heart and soul, and in the flow, not so aware of where you put things and what words you use or pictures, you will be so surprised when you see it, because it will be like an piece of art, and you will be like, after you can start using your mind and ego to analyze it, like, wow, yeah, this might have to, and you will discover that, oh, this has to do with this wish, and this has to do with that, and and I always dreamed about doing this, and this can symbolize this, it can be maybe experiences that you wanted to experience, like maybe you want to travel somewhere in particular, maybe you always wanted to be more healthy, so you have put up pictures on a healthy body, or somebody healthy, or more healthy food, or or if you are longing for a relationship, or the dream partner, or the perfect partner for you in this moment, you might have put up pictures for that symbolizes that. And also love and friendships, and happy people, maybe pictures of people being happy together, like you want more positive connections, and maybe attract your soul family, your true soulmates in life. So that's definitely a fifth dimensional board. That's definitely a vision board, creating from the heart and soul with your intuition, where your intuition and your soul is always seeing what you're doing, and that's why the result can be so perfect in a way, even though you didn't even think about what you were doing. So it's very I was myself surprised when I did it, because I did it like in also I cut out a bunch of pictures, and I done it, maybe I have four pictures or boards, but they were made a few years apart. But yeah, I was surprised from after every board that how, from my perspective, how beautiful it turned out. For me, it's like pieces of art. I put them on the wall, So even if everything doesn't, I don't experience everything on the boards, I feel like it's like I get happy when I look at them. I feel happy. And then you also know that it's something that helps you raise your frequency. If you feel that it speaks to your heart and soul, like it uplifts you with positive energy, then you have created it with your heart and soul, and from the fifth dimension. So enough about that. That's a good start to manifest your dreams. And I was surprised when I did that, because some of it has come true that I didn't really understand why I put it on the board, and how it would turn out. But surprisingly, even one spiritual Swedish couple that I put up on the board, dressed like Native Americans, they are a couple that do spiritual work and healing, and shamanic healing and stuff. And I actually this was many years ago, but I actually ended up going to one of their shamanic healing courses. It was called something special, but I don't remember. It was something about shamanic healing, a basic introduction to it, and it was so interesting. So that was quite a surprise. Like I put just that couple there, and I ended up meeting them and stuff. That's an example. Okay, so the important thing also, because sometimes, of course, when you do you shouldn't be too fixated about time. Like this has to happen this year because I'm doing this off during New Year, or because I want to experience this coming year. Don't be too fixated about the time, because the universe, it's only time. The time frame we have on Earth doesn't exist in other dimensions, in the eternity, in the afterlife. Like time is something we measure only here on this Earth, as far as I know. So when things happen or occur in your life, is actually in the perfect timing, in the divine perfect timing. We call it the universal perfect timing. Our ego usually want to decide, like, no, I want to experience this now. I'm impatient, like, but the universe will know that if this is good for you, or if it's perfect timing for you now or later, or in 3 years, or in 1 month, or in 1 year. I mean, so you can have some sort of expectation of time, but don't be disheartened if it doesn't come true or into your reality at that time. Because sometimes, I mean, everything on Earth is cooperating and adjusting all the time. We are so many souls on this Earth, and everyone is doing their thing. And we all affect each other in different ways, and sometimes things can manifest quicker, and sometimes things than you thought, and sometimes things manifest a little bit later or much later than you thought. But if it's something that comes from your heart and soul, you will for sure experience it in this life, for sure, because it's meant to be. What is meant to be, we can always feel it along in our heart and from our soul. So what I wrote here is a reason why it doesn't manifest as quickly as you wish to is because you might have blockages in your energy system, in your thoughts, in your mind, in your body, that prevents your dreams to come true. And that can be, for example, if you want a healthier body, if you want, for example, to gain a healthier body, a healthier lifestyle, but you have beliefs since maybe childhood or since some period back in time that you are unhealthy, and that your personality is to be unhealthy, and that it's difficult for you to lose weight, maybe even impossible, or that it's like not in your genes to have a certain type of body, which could be true, but this is the kind of things that block you from actually attaining that healthy body and lifestyle maybe that you wish for. So if you are wishing for a partner that are different from previous partners, you might have blockages in your head saying like, yeah, but I always attract these partners, so I can't attract that partner because this is my destiny. It always happens, so I don't understand how something else can happen. That's also a blockage we need to work on. And it could also be about jobs, education. Like you want to become something, but you think like you aren't having the reading mind or the intelligence or capacity to learn something new or to study. Maybe you weren't good in school, but you have a strong longing for educate yourself and do something different in your career. That's also something that's holding you back from actually starting and move towards your dream. Because if it's in your heart, it's in your destiny, you know. And you are meant to do something different if you feel that. And you have probably programmed yourself that you're not smart enough, or you're not good enough to become what you want to be, you know. So that's a few examples of blockages that can hold you back from realize your dreams. So if you have those blockages, you need to learn to reprogram your mind, and not just your mind. You can do it by writing the opposite of what you thought, like I'm unable to lose weight, I'm unable to eat healthy food. 2, I will start loving to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I will love to eat healthy food. I am actually, that's even better, to write it like it's, that's the key of manifestation, to write it like it's already happening in your life. Like, I am loving healthy food, I am exercising regularly, and I love to see my body transform into a healthier version of myself. So don't fixate on certain weight or certain look, or because we can't become another person that we see on a picture, Even if we have an idol or something, they have their body, they have their life. You have to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Like, everyone can be the best version of themselves, and everybody can be beautiful, and everybody can be smart, and everybody has something to learn and teach and to give to others. So don't compare to others, and write positive meanings like it was already true or already happening. Or you can, if you don't need to write it, if you are a strong manifester already, it can just be enough to think it in your head, because you already are set on positive thinking, positive feelings, and you have a higher frequency. So then it's also faster and easier for you to manifest what you wish for your life. If you don't have any blockages holding you back, it's enough to think and feel what you wish to experience. So that is one suggestion, to write things down, and also to daydream. Daydreaming is actually really good. To daydream like it was already a reality or already true. And what you wish for, to get into the feelings. You can visualize yourself, how things smell, how things look around you, how you see yourself in the mirror, and when you are the best version of yourself, how you look like, and you're smiling to yourself, you step some love to yourself. So try, and this is hard if you are in a lower frequency at the moment, and maybe you have gone through something difficult like depression, or you are just in an unhappy state. It's much more difficult to daydream in a positive way and to feel also like it was already true. But you can still start trying, and it will get easier in time. And it's a way out from a darker space to do this kind of thing. So dare to believe in your dreams, and don't think like, no, I don't want to dream about this because I don't want to get disappointed, and I don't want to get hurt if it doesn't come true, and because then you already said no to yourself. Then you already set up blockages, like this won't come true because you believe it's not going to come true, and you believe you will get disappointed, and then you will manifest that. So you have to learn to release the fears of failing, release the fears of being disappointed, because if something is not meant for you, something else is meant for you. So you have only had the wrong focus. Like, for example, some things might not be the best for us, and that's why maybe some things in your lifestyle board or dream board or wishing list or wishing board, maybe some things won't come true. But that means that it wasn't in for the highest best for you or for you and everyone around you. So always trust in the universe, that the universe, you can call it God if you are more into the religion, God, universe, or the divine. So you have to trust that there is a higher force that wants the best for everyone, but we need to become an alchemist, like I feel like I am now, because I worked hard on this. Of course, I'm not a specialist, but I feel like I've become one, and I'm starting my journey in how to become a better alchemist. Like, alchemist meaning that you learn to cooperate with the universe, you are aligned to your higher self, to your heart and soul, and that's for usually what you wish for can manifest quickly or easily into your life. Like I feel like that the latest years, that it's gonna become easier and easier for me to manifest. And that's not maybe because I deserve things more now than before. It's not because of that. It's because I learned to wish for the right things. Because when you develop yourself, you raise to a higher frequency, you stop to wish for things that are not really beneficial for everyone, like things that ruin the environment, things that hurt other people, things that aren't building something that's good for both you, or maybe just you, but preferably both you and people around you. Like when you raise your frequency and you start living in the 5D, you want everyone to be happy. You want everyone to be able to manifest their dreams. You want everyone on this earth to have a good life, not just yourself, not just your family, not just your country, not just your city, not just the Western world compared to the East and the, what you can say, the third world and first world, whatever we call it. I mean, we can label and group things, but when you start to raise your frequency and into 5D, you start feeling more, you are one with the universe, you are one with the nature, you are one with the people on earth. You don't feel separate for people just because they have different religion or are from a different culture than you. You just don't feel that difference anymore. You just feel that heart connection, like we are a family. We are souls living in bodies on this earth. That's what we are, and we are all here for growth, expansion, and and to learn things, to develop our souls, and also we are here to create a better world. We are here to learn how to cooperate into creating a better world, like heaven on earth. It is possible, but it's crucial that everyone learns that it all starts from within. Like many spiritual gurus and great musicians have seen through their songs for centuries and probably thousands of years. It's all about becoming a loving person yourself and becoming empathic, understanding others, and not just wish for the best for yourself, but to make and create things that's good for more than one person, more than yourself, for everyone, and that doesn't inflict on other people's interests. Like, for example, to create a business maybe that puts other people down or to make other people poor. It's not a good thing. It's 3D. That's why the world is looking at what it's looking like right now, because we have all created. It's been mostly 3D for a very, very, very long time. Meaning, like, our selfish needs and our egos has been controlling this earth. Like, if I want something, I take it, even if it's taken from the others, because we want to think that they are not us, we are not equal, we are not one, they are enemies. That's an excuse for the ego to hurt other people, to think like we are different. So I can't feel empathy for them, because you don't feel connected. If you think like that, you're sort of like disconnected from the universe, from the love, unconditional love, from God, and from yourself as well, because your heart, your soul is always connected to the universe. But when you are controlled only by your mind and your ego, you are stuck in 3D. And now we have a huge spiritual awakening going on this earth. 2020 is going to be the catalyst for an even bigger spiritual awakening, because people have been forced to reflect on their lives, staying indoors, staying inside, away from distractions. So something good will for sure come out of last year, and it already has. But of course, it's been very tragic as well for many. But of course, something good comes from it. It always does in the end, because light always wins. So let's see. Yeah, work on your blockages. That's what we were talking about. And yeah, and also to accept things. Like, one way to to take away blockages in your mind or your heart or in your body is to accept things. Accept your body. Learn to love and accept your body as it is now. Forgive yourself for have become what you are right now. If you're not happy with yourself, forgive yourself. Because it all starts with acceptance and forgiveness. Because that's a form of love that raises your frequency. And then you allow yourself to change after that. First, you have to accept what's happened, what's right now, what's my reality right now, with myself, with my life. Do I like it? Don't I like it? Am I not happy? We cannot blame other people because we are responsible for our own thoughts, feelings, and our bodies. Uh, but let's see. Yeah, so acceptance, if you feel like you have blockages, just to recognize those blockages is a way forward to your dreams. Because if you realize what blockages you have, you can more easily solve them. Then for some people, they might not even know what is stopping them from reaching their dreams. But you have to do soul searching. That's the key to moving forward. Accept what is, because every one of us has dark sides, everyone has light in us, but we can learn to manage our dark side and accept them. And if you send love to your dark thoughts, your dark feelings, like if you feel some hate or resistance inside that's negative, feel love and forgiveness like you would do to other people who have those feelings temporarily, because they are not permanent. You can change them by accepting them and then consciously trying to raise your frequency with positive things, of course, positive music, positive people around you, create positive environment around you. What feels, then you will be able to raise your frequency. So we already talked about daydreaming. That's a good thing. So don't feel like you're wasting time if you are daydreaming, because that's your soul wanting to focus on better things. It can also be a positive escape from troubles, because it's hard if you are going through something difficult. It's hard to always stay in that low negative or feelings, sadness, anger, whatever it might be. So to daydream, and if you don't just daydream through imagination by you can daydream by, for example, reading books, watching movies. That's how I'm used to go through my difficult times. I watch a lot of movies. I read books that feels positive to me and about people who inspire me and to help me daydream about a better time in my life, And it helps me to get through difficult times. It always has, actually. But everyone can have different, even listening to positive music with actually, sometimes if you need to release anger and sadness, it could be good to listen to sad, depressive, or like, for example, aggressive music. That it can help to get you those anger out. But then you should really switch to something more higher frequency, because otherwise you might stay in that lower vibe. Okay, so I put some warning signs up when you do manifestation. And that is to allow free will for all. Like, we are not meant to manipulate other people. We can't control other people, and we should not try to control other people, and we should not believe ourselves to be as gods that knows the best for someone else. We have to realize we can only know the best for ourselves. If even that, because sometimes we don't even know that. So that's why trusting the divine comes in. You think you know what's best for you, but then let the universe decide. And you will see through your manifestation what comes through in your life is what's best for you right now. Of course, it can change in the future, but trust that whatever happens, it's where you are at right now and what you are willing to receive right now. Um, so don't try to manipulate people. For example, in love, some people might fixate on one particular person and like, I have to have this person, and they might even try to do that. Would be a lighter form of black magic, actually, to try to lure in a person into their life. Uh, yeah, by doing maybe magical rituals, or just being stuck in their ego, thinking like, oh, this is the only right person for me, I can't love anyone else, I can't fall in love with anyone else, it's either this person or no one. That's a form of both blocking yourself and also trying to manipulate the other person's free will. Because only if the other person, it's best for the other person as well, will you be united. If it's also in the other person's wishes. I was about to say something about this too, but I forgot. It just came out of my mind. So if you are stuck on something in love, like a person in love, realize the only way to know if it's true love or not. I mean, release, like the saying, like if you love something, if you love someone, if you love something, set it free. So you have to let it free. You have to let the opportunity for them to decide for themselves, you know? So how can you even be happy if you attract someone in your life if you know that person doesn't have you as a first option, or feel forced to be with you for some reason? That's not love. So why would you want to experience that when you can experience like the highest version of love? And also, it's not just love relationship, it's also about friends. If somebody doesn't want to be friend with you any longer, and you feel like resentment, or you feel anger towards that person, you have to try and let it go and realize like there is a reason why this is happening right now, and that person for some reason doesn't feel like you are part of their life journey right now. It's nothing personal against you. Sometimes it might be personal against you. That's why you should do a lot of self-reflection, why this person knows. But usually it's about that person, her or himself. And then also realize if this is happening, it's also the best for you. If something like this is happening and you don't understand it right now, it can also be a love relationship that's ending. If that person doesn't want to be with you any longer and you don't understand why, also understand that this is also for the highest best for you. Even if it feels bad at first and sad, of course, it's in the long run, it means like something is not attracting you to each other any longer. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. Okay, so allow free will for all when you do manifestations. So don't force yourself onto other people, like involve other people in you. It can also be your children. It's very common for parents to decide their children's future. Like my child is going to become a doctor or a professional athlete, or they have high visions, and that usually comes from their crushed dreams, things that they dreamt about, and now they want to live through their child, like, oh, my child can take over and fulfill my dreams. But that's selfish, because your child has their own life journey to make. They have their own plan when they come to this earth. It shouldn't be you deciding your child's future. So don't involve other people in your dreams and wishes. Yeah, you can have wishes, but be open-minded, because so don't force other people into your dreams, because then you can always disappoint yourself, because there might be something even better for you that you cannot understand or realize right now because you haven't experienced it before. So by attaching to certain individuals or family members or friends, you're actually blocking yourself from receiving something even better that you couldn't even imagine. And that's usually what happens when you do manifestation from your heart and soul. You end up experiencing something that was even better than you visioned. That's what happens usually. While the other thing is happening through people who manifest through the three-dimensional mind state, because they think that these things, materialistic things, will make them happy, and they usually get really disappointed. And also, if they have forced themselves to believe that, oh, I want to be with this person, or I want to be friends, I'm going to work hard to impress this person or be friends with this person. Really, it can be a disappointment. Like because you used your ego and you didn't allow free will for yourself or the other, you actually manifested something like you thought you were the best for you, but the universe actually knew it wasn't. So this would become a sort of like a lesson, even it could be a karmic lesson, karma, like something that you sent out through the universe that comes back to you. And but that's not negative in one way, because you learn from that too. You learn that, okay, next time I will have to do this in another way to receive a different result or something better. So you should keep that in mind as well. Also, fears are blocking us. If we have fears to actually experience our dreams, it can be like we have, fears are the most common that holds us back actually from living our dreams. Like if it's a dream lifestyle we have, like it has to do with how the work we want to work. It's usually work related, lifestyle related, how relationship related. But we can carry fears inside that are blockages that hold us back. And the fears are actually coming from thoughts that I talked about before, that we have negative thoughts that contradict our beliefs, that we can actually experience that. So work on your fears. And release your fears. You can do it by imagination or by actually going out in the world and facing your fears. The most effective is to do it, I think, and the most rewarding is when you do it in the real life. But you can also do it through your imagination, to imagine yourself doing what you're afraid of. That's also one way of releasing fears, because it always starts within our visions, our dreams, our thoughts, and our feelings. And okay. And also, when you have created your vision boards, your dream boards, your lifestyle boards, whatever you want to call it, you can hang them in a place or put them in a place where you can see them often, because actually pictures and everything we hear and see and regularly look at, that's why it's important to listen to the right music, to look at the right programs on TV. Maybe not the news is the best option. That fills you up with positivity, positive thinking, inspiration. So allow time for creativity, for relaxation, for daydreaming. Allow that daily into your calendar. It could be for a short period. It could be only for 10 minutes if you don't have more time. It could be for, I would think half an hour, 1 hour is good. At least half an hour. You can have a break, and you can do this while you're having a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, but you should be able to be freely focused in your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings, so you're not distracted by TV, by a lot of people wanting to communicate with you. You should have time to dive into your own self.
For everything that is sacred is what's wrong with this society.
Yeah. And because when you relax and release, you also release. When you are creative as well, you are doing something creative, you uplift yourself to higher frequency. And the higher frequency we have, the easier it is for us to manifest what we want, our dreams, etc.
The right brain thinking, mathematically
And also a way to relax your mind and body is, of course, by healthy living, and that might mean to maybe put in more healthy foods into your diet. Make sure you get maybe 1 hour extra sleep every night. Maybe starting to meditate and exercise if you don't already exercise, or maybe try another different activity than the one you're used to. Like if you're used to very aggressive activities, you can start by maybe doing some yoga or meditation as a variation to exercise. And if you're only doing very relaxing, slow things like walks and meditation and yoga, maybe you need some more fun field and speed field, like for example some type of dance. Maybe you can go to dance activities or aerobics, or maybe something like sports that are more action filled. Like we need balance in everything. Even within exercise you need to balance the very explosive active lifestyle with something calmer and relaxing, but it's still an exercise and activity. It's like relaxing the right brain with the left brain, and that's one side represents the ego, the mind, the thinking, the logical thinking, and the other one is the creative part of yourself, the spiritual part of yourself.
And you will understand the value,
the artistic side,
value of a mountain, that is the breasts. The mountains are the breasts of our mother earth, and that's where we go from.
And I just stop by just saying, like, the most important to get your dreams into reality is to surrender to the universe. Know that universe knows what's best for you, and trust that universe will make it happen when it's the right time for you and everyone.
I'm going to thank everyone.
So there's no need to try and force things, or trying to speed things up, or trying to manipulate situations for your own, what you think is your own good, or for other people's good. Because usually it's opposite. And trying to control things comes from the ego mind too, to control outcomes. We can have wishes, we can have dreams, we can work towards something, but we also have to release and let go and allow the other side to give back, to meet us, whatever we want to manifest. And this is both when it comes to job, relationships, and our health, for example. We need to just relax and trust that whatever happens will start happening once we set this intention. Because when we try to force things too much, we also block things off from happening, and we block better things from happening. Because if we just release and let go, maybe even something better comes into our reality that we didn't think about before. Okay, so I was thinking to do some readings for you for the new year too, like just some guidance for the moment and the nearest weeks ahead. Let's see how long time. Yeah, quite a long time already. So we will start by, I'm using, in this session, I'm going to use the angel cards from Mark Bayersky. He's a healer, and he's a healer and intuitive coach, and he's like working with crystals as well, selling crystals. I have one of his crystals on me right now, actually. So Mark Bayersky has a YouTube channel. He spelled his name M-R-A-K, and Bayersky is spelled B-A-J-E-R-S-K-I. That's his YouTube channel. And if you end it with crystal, he's only focusing on talking about crystals and their effect on our energy, body, our system, and in what way they can help heal us. And just the channel Mark Bayersky, he talks about everything, but usually about spiritual things, and also what's been going on last year, and his feelings about it, for example. And yes, I recommend you to watch Mark Bayersky. I just love his sense of humor in everything, and he's always very positive, high energy, and so interesting, I think. Okay, so I'm going to use his angel cards, angel card deck, to give some guidance for you that are watching right now. So, of course, maybe not everything will feel like it's appeal to you. Like, you will have to feel within your own self, your own intuition, what cards speak to you and your closest future. So let's see. So we ask the highest divine, the highest universe, the highest source of love, of directions or focus that we might need to have now in the upcoming weeks and months for this new year 2021. Let's see. I'm going to pull, I think, 3 cards. Oops, I had them upside down. Okay, so the first card is called Angel of Whispers. And I will read the text because I don't know these cards by heart, so I will just read the text and I will interpret it with my own intuition as well. I can read the card for you, actually. It looks like this. And it says, I'm here today to lead you to a beautiful place. I'm helping you to find your path. I'm your friend, your guide, and your family in spirit. So they are talking to you from the spirit world. I represent everyone in the spirit world who loves you. So it could be past relatives, but it could also be your personal guides. I will communicate through your intuition, your heart, your friends, and many signs to reveal all that you may need to help you climb to the top of your mountain. All that I ask for you to do today is to slow down and hear my voice. Okay. So in the beginning of this new year, this card and the guides from Spirit are asking you to actually slow down. Maybe it's been stressful. Last year has been stressful to you. And also it's a common card to receive before springtime, because springtime is usually when you can start to new projects and it's more time to take action for things. This card right now is asking you to maybe meditate, slow down, take more time to be quiet and think about what you wish for in life, and about whatever pops into your heart or mind might be worth reflecting on. It's also about to find your path. Like for some of you, you might feel like you are at crossroads. You feel like you are a little bit lost. Maybe you weren't lost before, but now all of a sudden you are lost because it's a new chapter in your life and something new is calling you from your heart and you don't know really what it is or which way to go. So that's why the guides are recommending you to slow down in order to receive more signs through your intuition about where the next steps are for you and what's right for you in the near future. So you are on your way to something better in your life, but you need some patience and you need to sort through what exactly are you looking for. This card is talking about that. And you can also, if you haven't before, you can use, you can start to see signs. It could be words that pop up in your mind and that make you reflect, like, oh, why did I think like this right now? That can actually be spirit communicating through you, your guides or some relative. that you have in spirit. It could be by thoughts. It's like telepathic contact usually. And it also says through your friends, like maybe you have somebody that you talk to that says the right thing that you needed to hear in the right moment, and then you should take it through heart because that person was guided to say that, probably because of spirits involved. And it's a message to you. So things will be revealed. To climb your mountain, how you can climb to the top of your mountain. Like you have some sort of goal, but you are lost in how to get to that goal, how to reach that goal. Maybe it feels like too far away, like it's even impossible, but it's not. This card is saying it's not. You just need to sort out a plan. Like you need to listen to your intuition and not use your ego either to force things like to happen quickly or to that you need to know. I mean, things come to you in the right moment. You just need to take time to listen. So this month of January and probably February as well is about listening more into yourself, and also pay attention to signs in the outside, in conversations you have with people, and in maybe music that and TV programs that pops up in front of you. Maybe something that makes you like, aha, maybe this is what I was needed to hear, or maybe this is what I need to do next. It can happen through anything, basically. It could be signs in nature, it could be anything. So let's move on to the next card, which is Angel of Trust. And that's also important when you manifest things. You need to trust the universe. Like you can have your wishes and you can do your work, but in order for the dreams to come true, usually there is an outside force that needs to come and cooperate with you. So you need to trust that this force is cooperating with you already, and just learn to relax, and not just be so caught up in forcing something to happen. So this card is saying Angel of Trust. You have walked a path of deep learning. You have experienced more than anyone has. You can look in your mirror and say, I have felt many emotions. I'm here to say that you, and you alone, must trust in your deep intuition, in your wisdom, and in your feelings. You must walk your truth, and from this day on, you must never doubt. This is your time to trust in yourself and all your decisions. I know you and I trust you. Have faith in everything you choose to let go of or allow into your life. So this is also speaking about those people who might be at a crossroads. This is a card for an old soul, for a person who has lived many lives, for a wise soul who is in contact with their intuition, but maybe are a bit afraid to trust in it. Because it's a different thing to trust in your intuition than to trust a teacher or somebody tell you to do something, or you know what I mean, to something in the outsides telling you what to do. It usually feels more safe to people than to follow your feelings or your own guidance, which comes through your intuition. It comes through the soul and the heart, but it can pop up as meanings and phrases or feelings in your heart and your mind. So mind is not negative, it's just that it shouldn't control you. And this card is also encouraging you to walk your path and to choose yourself first, what you want. And not doubt that yourself, because you are so much more wise than you think. You have the truth inside of you. You know the truth inside of you. You are just a little bit scared to follow it, because maybe you are not really used to do that. So that's the second card. So that's something to work on this year for you, maybe, all of you who feel called to this card. I think we all do actually. To trust the universe is something that we usually constantly need to work on. To trust that the divine and the universe is cooperating with us and want us what's best for us and stuff, even when it's things that feels maybe painful at first or unpleasant as an experience. It's because it has teachings inside, and because it's moving us from something that's no longer good for us into something that will help us moving further, because the soul always wants expansion. The soul wants to learn. We are here to learn. We are not here to be stagnated in the same place and not learn anything more, because then we will die. People who have learned what they came here to learn on this earth in this life, they die. So in that way, we don't need to think it's sad when somebody dies, because it could either be a soul from a very, very high dimension that just came shortly to earth to teach their family and whoever they affected something by being just present at earth for a short time, but maybe they are too high in frequency to stay longer on this earth. They have learned all the lessons that needs to be learned on this earth, and that's why they have shorter lives. So trust that they are more like an angel that came to earth for a short period of time because they wanted to send the highest, most beautiful love, and then just to plant that memory inside of you, so you also can start growing and expanding towards the same frequency that this spirit came from. So that can be a message for somebody who has passed too young, like an infant, an unborn baby, or a child, or even somebody that passed too early, that it was their plan, and they just learned everything so quickly because they are higher evolved, and they wanted to give the most love possible the time they were on earth, and they will still do it in spirit to you. They will continue to send you love from spirit realms. So if you have somebody also that passed in your life and that you are missing, you can contact them, you can communicate them, talking to them. You don't need to talk loudly if you feel embarrassed about it, because it doesn't matter. Like telepathic communication is the most common communication in higher dimensions. You just communicate through your mind. You don't need to use your voice or your words. So you can talk to spirits and your own personal guides or past relatives just by thinking in your mind. And also, if you have difficulties receiving answers or signs from them in waking life, you can ask before you go to bed and sleep. Something you can ask them a question, and for them to reveal it to you in the dream time or in your sleep, and you might wake up with a feeling. But don't be disappointed if you're not. It doesn't mean that they didn't give you a message. It might just mean that you haven't developed your intuition or opened up enough in your chakras in order to allow higher information coming from higher dimensions to you. So that's something you need to practice on in that case, if you want to experience that. So the third card is called Angel of Time. This is also a perfect card for that we talked about manifestation, about not being fixated about time. Like everything will happen when it's meant to be happening, when it's best for everyone, not just yourself, not just your wishes. Like the ego wants to decide, oh, I want this by 1 week or tomorrow, or, and that's not coming from the heart and soul, because the heart and soul trust. It's connected to the universe and the eternity, where there is no time. So it trusts. You just release and let go, and then it comes back in a manifestation. So the third card says, Angel of Time, I'm here to open your heart and to whisper in your ear. Today, let go of the what ifs, meaning like you are worrying about something. If you take a decision, you are worrying, like, what if this happened? What if that happened? What if that happened? So I'm here to open your heart and to whisper in your ear. Today, let go of what ifs and the fear of your future. Let me take care of you, take care of everything that is about to happen in your life. When you realize there's no time, there is no time. It's an illusion, or it's something that exists in this dimension of Earth that we're living in. I mean, there are already many dimensions of Earth, so that's why, for example, some of us feel like we are in the fifth dimension right now, like myself, who work a lot with my own self, my inner self, my intuition, and all this. I actually feel like that now. Finally, I've been longing to feel like this for many years, and also there is higher dimension where different dimension where actually other creatures also exist, and also in this Earth atmosphere. Okay, so let me take care of everything that is about to happen in your life. When you realize there's no time, you will heal. Do not allow time to control you or to imprison your life. Time is an illusion. There is only the moment, like there's only the now, present moment. Like everything we can change, we can only change right now, in this second. We can't change it yesterday, and we can't change something 5 years from now. We can just make the biggest changes we can make is like if we focus at this moment. How does things look just right now? And what can I do today to make things better right now? So we should only focus on right now, and that will help us relax as well and not worry unnecessarily, because you can't control the future, you can't control it, and you can't change the past either. But really, in one type of shamanic way, you can change the past by going back in your memories and change your memories, and that will heal you also. But that's another topic. But in this 3D world, you can't really change the past, so it's no point in worrying or regretting or something. Just learn from it, accept it, and move on. Do not allow time to control you or to imprison your life. Time is an illusion. There is only the moment. Live in the moment and trust in a new light that shines bright, whichever path you choose. So this card is a very, very, very good card actually, because it's saying if you are worrying about some decisions in your life, it's actually saying that it doesn't matter what decision you make, because all of them will lead you to a better life. Like the universe trusts you too. This is a card that says actually that not only you need to learn to trust the universe, but the universe trusts you to make the right decision for yourself right now. And you should only, I mean, the right decision for your future is usually the right decision for you right now. Like you can't know or control what's going to happen in the future, but you can, if you can know what decision right now will make you feel a little bit better and will help to release some of your burdens. So I would say that the decision that makes you feel most light and happy is the right decision for you right now. But then the what ifs will start saying, no, maybe it's not the right decision. Maybe that will happen and maybe this will happen. But the card said, don't listen to that. Don't listen to the what ifs. Because the ego part of ourselves in the mind is always afraid to let go of control, to let our soul choose a path that we haven't chosen before. But that's the key to change your future. If you want to have a new type of life or something new, experience something new that's not similar to what was before, you have to actually do something different to what you have done before. Because even Einstein had this saying, but I don't know it by heart, but he says like, if you just keep repeating old cycles and old thoughts and patterns, you will always end up in the same place. And it's foolish to believe that you will get to a different place by doing the same things over and over again. So that's the thing. Choose, if you want to an advice about decision making and what you should choose. If you just release and let go, and that meaning also release the logical thinking. release the logical thinking, then you will be guided to the decision that makes you feel the lightest. You know, it should feel like a release. That's only advice I can give, at least. Okay, so I think I've been talking for quite a long time now. Yes, so I will finish this session for today. And namaste, blessings for this year to come, 2021. And I wish you all a beautiful start of this new year, and that you will start manifesting your dreams this year. If you haven't, the last year that's been passed, I hope this year will be a much more interesting year for you, and blissful year and healthy year for you, where you can really manifest your dreams into this reality one by one. Like, I hope you will start noticing already in the beginning of this year that things are moving forward for you. Blessings, peace, namaste, and see you in the next video. Bye.